Greetings, everyone. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. Thank you so much for joining us. As we always do, before we get started, guys, we just want to thank you all for the support. Thank you for, being a part of the family for these past, I started 2015, so 6 years. Yeah. Thank you for being a part of the family. We are approaching 100,000 subscribers, so I need you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Also, we will have a giveaway. We're going to do a raffle. Okay. So once we hit 100,000, you have the opportunity to put your name in a hat, or I think they have it now where you can do a raffle on your phone. So you have your opportunity to do that. And the lucky winner, okay, I got a nice snakeskin duffel bag, right? Official from a black-owned company called Tomlini. It's official. So that's going to be the giveaway to the lucky person when we hit 100,000 subscribers. Make sure you guys go to dynastymir.com. Again, make sure you go to dynastymir.com. While you're there, please join the email list. Again, please join the email list. Also, become a monthly Patreon. Patreon.com, search for Uhuru. Patreon.com, search for Uhuru. Tour Sierra Leone. Come and join us. We are leaving April 20th from Washington, D.C., headed to Sierra Leone, and coming back on the 29th. So, again, tour April 20th through the 29th. Come and join us if you'd like to roll to Sierra Leone. Again, if you'd like to roll to Sierra Leone, come and join us. Without further ado, all the way from Burkina Faso, by way of the Yay, area. I'm from Sacramento. They confuse us with the Yay, but we're not the Yay. We're like about 45 minutes east of the Yay. Cause let me ask you a question. I got a controversial question for you, Latisha. You from San Jose. So when I go to the Bay Area, right? It's like when you pass through Vallejo and like Fairfield, there's a bridge. I forgot the name of that bridge right after that. I always thought that the Yay officially started after that bridge. I forgot the name of the bridge. You know the bridge I'm talking about?
Well, you coming from the east side, no, but I'm listening. I want to get to your question.
Right. So coming west, that's 80 west from Sacktown, right? And you hit like Travis and Fairfield, Vallejo, the Valley Joe. And right after that's a bridge. I forgot the name of the bridge.
Is it the Benicia Bridge?
That's what it is?
I think it's the Benicia Bridge.
See, in my opinion, again, I know some folks are going to be upset, especially my Vallejo people. I thought the Bay started after that bridge, not before. If you know what bridge I'm talking about.
I do, and I'm going to agree with you.
So Vallejo's not really the Bay Area.
Because he's from there, and and he kind of put it on the map in that respect, and but I wouldn't. The Bay is the Bay, so you got San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, you know what I mean, and then there's surrounding little towns and within there, but it's kind of borderline.
Right. So I always said that that's not really the Bay. But I never said that in public. This is the first time I ever said that in public, because I know my Vallejo people. They might not take that, not likely, but I always thought.
I would say this, being that I moved away and I kind of paid attention, watched the whole thing from a bird's eye view. It's not the Valley, and it's not Sac area, so it's more Bay than it would be any of those other areas.
Right. Yeah. Because I definitely know Sacramento ain't the Bay. Because people are like, "Oh, you from Sacramento? You from the Bay?" I'm like, "Nah, I definitely ain't from the
Northern Cali, yes, but not the Bay."
Yeah. I'm from Northern Cali, but I'm definitely not from the Bay. And then people used to not respect us. They'd be like, "Oh, you from you from Sacramento? That's Cowtown. That ain't the capital." I'm like, "How you gonna tell me my city ain't the capital?"
It's
You know,
definitely the capital, but it is definitely cows and agriculture.
where are the cows out? Okay, stop the show. Where are the cows out? Cows
There's
out?
agriculture all throughout Sacramento. I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
You
no,
haven't
no.
seen.
But people act like we just full out country in Sacramento. Like I mean, we not. That's what I'm saying.
It's,
Where
it's the best of both worlds, I think. Like, and even going a little more into the valley, you see all the groves, you see all the walnut trees and all the different. It's agriculture. So because there's agriculture, there are animals. It's cool though. It's not all
okay,
farm though. It's like the best of both worlds.
okay. So guys, hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. All that good stuff. So we're gonna jump right into it with Queen L. So Queen L, tell people where you're from, and you're from
Well,
the Bay, but way in the Bay.
I was born and raised in San Jose, California. That's the South Bay for sure, certified and stamped. Uh, I,
And did you used to hit up the ambassador when it was open?
no, I didn't. Actually, I left California at 19 years old. So I wasn't a part of the Bay Area party scene.
Okay.
Fortunately or unfortunately, who knows? But no, I'm born and raised in San Jose. Went 1 year to college at San Jose State. I went to the Navy, so I'm a Navy veteran as well. Lived in Florida, lived in Georgia, Tennessee, and recently Puerto Rico. And so now, as you stated, I'm all the way in Burkina Faso. So this is my new home. This is my new country. This is my new venture. But yes, I am a worldly woman. I've traveled to all other countries besides Africa. And so it made sense that now this is where I would end up.
So why Burkina Faso?
My favorite question.
Yeah.
So it goes back to my why Puerto Rico. So
Okay.
I left the United States because I got tired of so much smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, so it's black people fighting each other, crab and barrel mentality. It's like the red ocean strategy. Basically, everybody is fighting for the same thing and killing each other just to get there. I was a huge activist. I was in the activist world. I was out there shutting down racist businesses, trying to start, real raw conversation panels so we could really fix our community from within before we start blaming other people. And it just started to become an uphill battle for me because I do not like injustice. I do not like our people getting, killed and murdered in the streets. I was the one saying, let's change the Constitution in 2015. People looking at me like I was crazy.
Right.
But that's actually what should be done because all of this is underneath that. So, can't fit a square into a circle. I'm not political, even though I probably would win if I decided to run for some office. But I got tired and I was getting ready to turn 40 years old and I wanted to go somewhere where I could just be with myself, by myself, figure out my life, get my mental health together because being Black in America was killing me. And turning 40, I was like, if I have to do this another 40 years, I ain't gonna make it. So going to Puerto Rico was like peace of mind. I liked the fact that, houses were not so next to each other, that you could grow you some food, out in the backyard, that you could, there was a huge language barrier. So the fact that I wasn't Spanish speaking first, I immersed myself into a culture and learned, and then also needed help. Puerto Rico still needs help. So I was looking for a place in Africa that wasn't already up and popping, where all the expats are, was a huge expat community. None of that. I'm not that girl. I could have moved to LA or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I just left Atlanta. I'm not looking for the big city type situation. And so I was looking for a place where my efforts would be very impactful.
Right. Where you can make an impact.
Right. So here I am.
So what? Guys. So what's the saying? 2-3 degrees of separation, or what's the saying?
6 degrees of separation.
6 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. So my old roommate Fatima, Queen L met and was cool with in Puerto Rico. Ain't it a small world?
Very small. I was super shocked when we were talking about the same person.
Yeah. So she used to live here with me for about a year. You know, I'm tough to live with. Like I just, like
Well, if anybody knows me, Pensar Africa, when I'm talking about my business, the boutique I have, Prieta Bella, in Puerto Rico, Fatima and I went into business together. So whenever you hear me talking about Pensar Africa, that's actually her brand. So yeah, very small world.
Yeah, so Fatima used to Fatima, I call her Fatima. Fatima. I call her Fatima. She used to live here with me. So, when
She
you
lived
said
with me
you
too
were
for a little bit in Puerto Rico.
for real,
Yeah, good times.
can you so somebody's asking what is an expat? An expat is somebody who leaves America, their country of origin, and
Right.
to another
And I really don't like that term. I personally don't identify as an expat because that means you were expatriate in my mind. I think that that's where the pat part comes from.
Right.
But yeah, it means the next American.
Right. So, guys, hit that like button again. So, tell us about your. Okay, so let's back up for a second. You're in San Jose. You go to the Navy.
Yep.
After the Navy, what happened?
After the Navy, that's where things get really interesting. We can
Go
have a
ahead.
whole
We
show.
like interesting stuff. Go ahead.
Okay, well, when I got out of the Navy, I was married, so I'm divorced from my first daughter's father. Um, but at the time, I was married when I was in the military, and when I got out of the Navy, my husband was not a good actor. He did not take care of our family. We had 4 children. 3 were his from a previous relationship. I had 1 with him, who was our youngest daughter. So when I got out of the Navy and not having an income or a husband that worked, I started dancing in Jacksonville, Florida. I became a dancer.
Now, for people that when you say dancer, we're not talking like background
A stripper.
Okay, yeah, we're talking about for Janet Jackson or Beyonce. We talk about you was a stripper.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was a real good one too. Well, I started off at the black clubs, and that wasn't for me. Just I'm slim. I'm not I don't got the big booty and all of that. So,
Okay.
but it was also a lot of work to get some
Wow.
money at the black clubs. So I went to the white clubs, and I was pretty good at it too, and made a lot of money. Traveled around, was in private jets. I started a music career. I was a rapper.
Okay.
Recorded a whole album, did all these different things. And then my daughter, I left my husband in between that as well. And then my daughter was getting ready to go to kindergarten. And my job at the time, I worked at night, so she would go to bed.
If you don't mind me asking, how old were you at the time?
How old was I? 23, 22, 23.
Okay, got you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And so my daughter, she was getting ready to go to kindergarten. And these years prior to this, I would work at night. So I would take her to the babysitter. She would go to sleep within an hour or two. We'll pick her up in the middle of the night. She would wake up at home with me, spend all day with her. She never had time apart from me. So if I kept dancing while she was starting school, then that means that, we wouldn't see each other. She would be at school in the day, and then I go to work at night. So I decided I needed to get a real job, something that would allow me to still make the money that I made, because I was used to being paid. Wow. And also, have the time for my daughter. So I became a real estate agent in Florida in 2005. And so that's how I started real estate, so that I could have the time to be a mom. Mm-hmm. And be there with my daughter, as well as make unlimited amounts of money.
So what did you do in real estate exactly?
I was a sales. I did sales, but okay. I worked with investors. I wasn't the first time home buyers agent who was looking for clients that needed a mortgage to get their credit up and all that. I dealt with straight cash.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so you're doing real estate in Jacksonville or in Atlanta? Like where? I know you came
In
to
Jacksonville, in Florida, yeah. So it was
Florida.
I was licensed in Florida,
Mhm.
and then how did we leave Florida? Oh, that's even more interesting.
Let me hear. No, we here for that. Go ahead.
So in like '06, we had a family reunion in Tennessee. My mom's family, who we never knew. When my mom was born, 4 months after she was born, my grandmother died.
All right.
So all of her kids got separated around the United States, and my
Wow.
mom ended up in Oakland.
Mhm.
My mama ended up in Oakland with my aunt, and she lived with her uncle. So this year in 2006, lo and behold, the family's having a reunion um, in Tennessee, in Memphis.
Mhm.
So I come to Memphis for the reunion. I drove from Florida, and my stepdaughters, who remember I left my husband,
Right,
and
right, right.
so they're back in California, and they call me and tell me, you know, Mama Tish, we want to come with you. That's what they call me, Mama Tish. We want to come with you because Daddy, you know, has us around hoes, and he's a pimp, and they're treating us like this and that and the third. And he just went to jail, and one of the girls that was around, you know, had them, and the oldest one was 14 at the time, and so you know, I was in this crossroads of, you know, the call came while I was in Memphis.
Right.
So I'm like, do I go back to Miami? Because I was living in Miami at the time with my daughter, me and my little girl. Do I go back to Miami with 4 kids and be by myself at this young age? I was 27 at the time. And, you know, if anything happens to me, I'm here with 4 kids. Nobody can help me or them, but I need to get them. So I decided to leave Florida and stay in Tennessee because there was family there who we just met that would help me with them. And so I left everything in Florida, called one of my friends, said, go in the house and send me my safe. I ain't want nothing else in the house but my safe.
Mhm.
And got my safe to me because they have my passport, my birth certificate, some money, some things like that. And that was it. And we lived in Memphis. We moved to Memphis. That's how I left Florida.
Okay, so you moved to Memphis. After Memphis, you come to
After
Atlanta.
Memphis was like the Twilight Zone. It was like the '90s. They was popping mailboxes and stealing Christmas cards and
Oh
you
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
doing
Still
that
are.
them type of crimes. You know, I went to work at the strip club out there, and you know they ran me out of there because the girls wasn't making money.
Mhm.
So I couldn't do that type of job there in Memphis, and so I started working on different things. Amazing Magazine was something that I worked on. I was actually one of the first people to interview Rick Ross and Flo Rida. Um, my friend was Rick Ross's publicist at the time and Flo Rida's, so I was able to get interviews with them. And
Mhm.
Flo Rida at that time, I think he did the first 400,000 digital downloads or streams or whatever. You know, that's when that started. So I was able to capture that. You know, and so but my uncle lived in Atlanta, and he had some rental properties. He was in real estate. And so he's like, if you got the money to give me the rent for this 3-bedroom condo, you guys can move up here, move down here. So I hustled and we left. And I came to Atlanta with $200 and a camper bag of clothes with 4 kids.
And what year was that when you came to Atlanta?
'07,
Oh seven.
January.
Now, guys, let me tell you. So I was in Atlanta in '07 as well. That's when I was living in Atlanta. Back in '07, so because Atlanta 2021, completely different. Back in '07, in downtown Atlanta, like the city, you could get a decent 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartment for like 675, $650. Now, 13, 1400 if you lucky.
For real.
Those were the glory days. Everything was cheap in Atlanta. You come to Atlanta, you can live off of $2,000 a month. Good, good. Now you need roommates. So those are the glory the glory days in Atlanta when everything was dirt cheap. So all right, so go ahead. So you in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And, you know, it still was hard, you know what I mean? Because I was just trying to figure it out. I was,
Uh,
you know, I was still dancing when I could. Actually, I would go out of town and dance because I couldn't even afford the license in Atlanta. You got to pay $300 for a liquor license or a license. You have to have a
You dance in
license.
Atlanta? Oh wow.
Yeah, so I've never danced in Atlanta, but I would go out of town and stuff like that. But one of the clients that I had in Florida doing real estate told me that they were getting ready to start buying a lot of properties in North America. And so because I was in Georgia now, had license in Florida, not Georgia, I quickly got my Georgia license so that I could be of service to this situation.
Right.
And come to turn out to be me having all the hedge fund experience that I have starting in 2009. I directed successfully 3 hedge funds in Atlanta, accumulating over, I think it was like $12.9 million worth of properties, in turning those into rental properties, me managing 150 rental properties. So it gave me a wealth of knowledge and experience, and I was in the right place at the right time. This is when there was a lot of foreclosures and distressed houses where you could buy something for, $75,000, put a little paint and carpet in there, and it's worth $150 now. It was during those times, and so I ended up being in the multi-million-dollar sales club 3 years in a row, doing real estate. I learned a lot about project management, building houses from the studs up. I learned about, just different types of programs, HUD, the veterans programs, the voucher programs. I helped a lot of people get into properties because I was the boss, I was the landlord. You can move in, you know what I'm saying, and then you can pay me the security over the next month or two. I know you got it. I was her. That was my Atlanta experience. So from like 2009 to 2017, that's what I did.
Yeah, so I left Atlanta in 2008, and then I came back in 2014. So I went back to Cali, and then I came back in 2014. Guys, hit that like button again, please. Hit the like button. Go ahead.
So the good thing about this story, I'm gonna let your viewers know, is that I write books and I write blogs. So I have a book called Turn on the Lights So You Can See, and this book it chronicles me from being homeless with 4 kids to going into the multi-million-dollar sales club, living in mansions in Atlanta and all of that. So, but the book is not like, hey, look at my glory story. It's turn on the lights so you can see. There's light switches in the book. So one of the light switches is you're not blessed for what you do, you're blessed for why you do it. So if you know that, if you turn that on in your mind, then you start to check your intentions on why you do certain things. And then you start to set up a karmic surplus or just good things by your intentions. So I use my life as kind of a sounding board, to illustrate how I learned this particular light switch to change my life from, having a drug addicted husband who didn't take care of his family and not be a victim of it. Like, well, it's because of this, I actually recognized my choices in that. And then going from dancing to becoming successful in real estate was all things that I did in my mind, changing the way I thought about my life, not anything else or anyone else. So I hope that people, women especially, would be able to recognize themselves in the young lady that I was, and the light switches could help them. So that's the good part about it.
Do you have a copy of your book with you?
You know what? I do, but we just moved here, and you're gonna have to wait a second for me to go. Right. I got one of my other books right here. I wrote 4 books.
Yeah, pull it up. Put it up.
I wrote 4 books. So I wrote Unapologetic Apology when I was in Puerto Rico. That's this title right here. And it's called the flip book because I have the middle finger up because I don't care what people think. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is a mental health book right here. This book was like just basically giving permission to people to think and feel the way you want. Like you feel the way you feel because you feel the way you feel. Because someone has an issue with you not liking pizza, it's not your problem. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of that in here. And then I also have 2D art in the corners. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a caricature of me.
Right.
So when you flip it,
Okay.
yeah. So my books are on Amazon and my website. So if anybody's looking for them, you guys can find me by searching on Amazon or my website, latisharobb.com.
Now you have two kids, right?
I do.
So when did the
Yes.
other you have two daughters, right? Or two or
Yes, two
so
daughters.
when did the other daughter come? God, I know, but I guess the
Oh,
first
how
daughter
old is she? Oh yeah, she came in she was born in 2011.
okay,
Yeah, so she was a surprise, but she was welcomed.
got you. Now
Yeah.
you being and we kind of spoke on this offline a little bit. You moving to Atlanta with your two daughters, how was that transition? And then as far as the dads, did they give you any pushback at all, or were they cool with it, or
No, I don't have any pushback. Well, I make all the choices in my life, especially for my children because of the way things went with their fathers. But no, that I don't have any pushback about where we go. They understand I'm a great mom. They also understand that whatever I do is best for our children, and so I don't get that pushback.
okay? Now Puerto Rico. How did you decide on Burkina Faso? Like, okay, we already talked, but so how many countries in Africa did you visit before you went to Burkina Faso?
I didn't visit any countries. What I knew from my friends' experiences is that I didn't want to go to South Africa. I didn't want to go to the Gambia. I didn't want to go to Ghana. I didn't want to go to Nigeria. I didn't even want to go to Senegal. I just from knowing people who've been there.
Mhm.
So back in March of 2020, it's actually a pinned tweet. I pinned it on my Twitter. I said, I'm thinking about moving to Africa, but not South Africa or Ghana. And if you know any other places besides there, tell me why. You know what I mean? So I kind of pulled some of my friends. I think in around one of my friends mentioned Thomas Sankara, but I
Right.
just didn't even. I'm just still trying to figure it out, letting God guide me in this situation. And then one of my friends sent me a video of JT out here in Burkina. And so he had this sale on some land, which, in my mind, being all the way this far from Africa at the time, not being able to handle the business on the ground, but the deal was so cheap that it wasn't a risk for me. You understand?
Right.
So I was like, okay, I can do this, and then go there and check it out and see if this is something that I want to do. So I didn't mind making the trip. You know what I mean, just to see what was happening. But before I made the trip, I was introduced to the Bow Foundation, and the president and founder of the Bow Foundation, Bukari, he and I created a relationship over a couple months prior to me coming to Burkina. So he's basically the plug. He's the one who brought JT to Burkina. So with us talking, we formed a friendship, and started talking about different things that need to be done in Burkina, and his relationships with the government, different things of that nature. So when I got on the ground, it was more of, now I had more stuff to do. I had to go see this land and do this deal with JT, but also to explore this new relationship with Bo and with all the opportunities that were at the table. I ended up deciding that I wanted to work with him, and he offered me a really stellar position. So I guess I could announce it here live.
Go ahead.
I am the new CEO of the Bo Foundation, nonprofit organization here in Burkina Faso.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We have 7 initiatives that we're pushing, and my job right now is organizing this situation to be able to handle all of the people that want to support it, and all of the infrastructure to help basically create the human resources, to bring the Burkina Bay up to be able to handle the new infrastructure that us as the diaspora, with our intelligence and our relationships and network, will bring. So that's what's up.
What And you only been in Burkina. You haven't been there that long, have you? You only been
I
there.
haven't. No, so I came for 2 weeks, back at the end of last year and beginning of this year, and then I've only been back for about 8 days.
Let me so you know. Let me compliment you on your Wi-Fi. Like I be that's me. You know, I do these streams all the time with people on the continent, and your Wi-Fi is just so clear and good. So tell me about the Wi-Fi in Burkina.
Well, I'll tell you, so being that I'm ex-military, the reason why my Wi-Fi is good right now and the reason why my signal, got battery, I planned for this, you understand what I mean? But, so this particular router, I didn't use today and I charged it up and most people don't plan for stuff and they end up with this type of, losing connection or stuff like that. But Wi-Fi is very expensive in Burkina. But what I will say, it's not that Wi-Fi is expensive, it's that data is expensive. So, but if for instance, at the office, we have a router for the office and it's unlimited and you pay your bill for the month. And, so for your household, you can get you a situation, but like, if you're just using your data, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? So we have these little, portable.
So is that what you're using for your Wi-Fi right now?
Right now, yeah.
The little port.
Yeah.
It's coming through so clear, just so clear. Guys, again, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button as you come to the chat room. Again, hit that like button. Someone asked in the chat room, guys. Again, let's get to 300. In fact, let's get to 300 people watching. So you gotta hit that like button. We're almost there. We're gonna keep climbing.
Derek, tell them I'm on.
Yeah. What was I about to say? What was it about Ghana that made you not want to go to Ghana? And then also Senegal, because Senegal's a cool place. Besides, you might have the language barrier. But what was it about Ghana for you to?
It's just that it's the place that everybody goes.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
I like the path that's less taken. I'm interested in the other things. And then when I realized where Burkina Faso was on the map, people, let me tell you, the colonizers have drawn these lines, but I'm in Mali. And if you know, for real, I'm in the real Mali. Because Mali went all the way to the coast because Mansa Musa was in control of the coast.
Right.
Mansa Musa was only the king because his brother, King Abu Bakari, gave him the throne so he could go to the west. And he took 2,000 ships, 1,000 ships full of agriculture. I mean, all the banana trees, mango trees, and all that jazz, and papayas and everything that's in the islands. Abu Bakari. Yeah, and then the other 1,000 was people. Wait, 150, 200 years before Columbus. Right. So I'm in Mali and there's gold in these here, underneath this here ground.
Right. Guys, if you like what we'll do, we'll open up the lines. If you'd like to call in, email is Uhuru and search for Uhuru. Okay, and then also, why not Senegal? Why didn't you want to go to Senegal?
I guess the person who told me about their experience there, and then I know that Akon is going to be building his city there and stuff like that. So I just, I'll watch that happen and then, participate.
And then decide if you're going to go or not. So, guys, lines are open. If you'd like to call in and ask a question, again, if you'd like to call in and ask a question, send me an email. Email is in the link, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. Again, send me a link, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com, and I will shoot you the email, and then you are more than welcome to call in and ask your sister a question. So again, send me email, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. Let me check the email. And then, guys, make sure you hit that like button as well. Let's see here. Oh, how's the language barrier been? Because do you speak French?
Je parle français. I speak Spanish, so it's not that hard because it's a similar language. I actually appreciate being somewhere that English isn't the first language because it's doing nothing but elevating my life and my children's lives. You know, my grandkids will be trilingual by default. You know, or quadlingual because we're also learning Moray, which is the native tongue. So I appreciate the educational aspect of it. It's not hard to communicate. Yeah, so because I've submerged myself in the Spanish culture and I learned Spanish pretty good, Spanish and French are pretty similar. So I'm actively learning.
Okay. So again, guys, let me check the email and see what we got here. Again, if you'd like to call in and ask a question. Now, oh, whatever happened to? So before you came, there was a situation where a brother, I guess, had an episode. I think he was ex-military too, and ended up being shot by the Burkina Faso military or police. You know anything? How you know anything about that? Like what happened or what? You know.
Well, that was prior to me coming, but what the word on the street is that he had mental health issues that weren't addressed or divulged prior. So he could have had some chemical imbalances. Who knows? But they told him not to try to go and get on the military base. I mean, that, and he did it, and so.
That's unfortunate. That right there, it's unfortunate. So you bought some land, right? Like
Right.
how much land did you buy? Like tell us about the land buying process. Like tell us about that.
Well, so I bought a piece of the land that JT purchased, which, so he purchased like a 5 acre plot, and then another 5 acre plot. So it's like 10 acres on this.
I know I'm not to cut you off. Like how much is like where his plot is, and not to be being nosy, but I'm being kind of nosy. Like how much is a 5 acre plot? Like
I guess that depends on the seller. Right now, this is the wild west when it comes to real estate. I mean, there's no regulation to this market right now, which
right.
I hope to help, put some parameters around as well. But I would say about 20 to 30,000.
That's not bad at all.
No, it's nothing to get your heart fluttering about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But so I got a piece of that, and I got a whole bunch of grown shea butter trees, which and natural resources. So there's these rocks that they use to build houses, real sturdy, nice rocks, and the whole land that I have is riddled with it, and as well as grown shea butter trees. So during shea season, you can go and make it do what it do, and actually make shea butter. So I'm gonna try to do that myself, and at least start the process, see how much I can get.
Oh, now are your well, I guess one of your daughters are grown. The youngest one, is she in homeschool? She doing homeschooling, I guess, or are you gonna put her in school? Or?
Yeah, so like because this time of the year, they have a couple school options. They have it's basically like the high end private school, which teaches English. That's why it's high end. And then the regular private school, which they speak in French, and they have an English class. So she will be doing the French class because she was in all Spanish school in Puerto Rico, and she did very well. And so I don't need her to learn English, and even the English class she was taking in Puerto Rico was very remedial because, she is English first language. So I'm not looking for her to waste time doing English. I want her to be submerged into the French culture and the French language.
So you're gonna start building your house, I guess.
Yes, actually, there's another piece of land that I'm getting as well. So the land where I purchased with JT will be a future place.
Okay.
It will be something that because the location is outside of the city. It's not a place where you would just go set up shop right quick and then just be there. You know what I mean? But there's some other land that I am actually working on right now within the city, and building closer to where what everything is going on. I'll have several plots of land before I know it.
So guys, again, call in Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com, Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com. Now, as far as America, any real estate or any, I mean, did you leave all that behind or sell it, or you hold on to any properties, you let it go? Like how did you do that?
So I still have some things in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
As far as the mainland, though, no. But I still have my real estate business. So I just got another client today selling her house so she can buy another one. So I still keep my connections with Atlanta, especially with the clients, my prior clients. You know, I'm not actively advertising that I do real estate, but if you know me, you know, if we have a prior relationship, I will, entertain it. But the fact that I'm here in Burkina, I want to focus my efforts on African business relationships and creating new opportunities here. I'm weaning myself off of American deals.
Oh, and guys, with that being said, I am a licensed realtor in Georgia. With that being said, guys, I am a licensed realtor in Georgia, and we need to connect about our. In fact, guys, if you guys don't know our new venture, One Africa Properties, let me go ahead and share that real quick because we're discussing real estate. Let me go ahead and share this with you guys real quick. Um, OneAfricaProperties.com. This is our Africa real estate site, and what we're doing, we are streamlining the process in regards to acquiring real estate in Africa. We're making it more simple, so we're where it's more easier to navigate. And so, what we want to do, we want to build. You have Zillow here in America, Redfin, Trulia. So, what we're doing, we're building the Redfin, Trulia of Africa. So if you are an agent, a developer on the continent, guys, let's partner. So this is the site, oneafricaproperties.com. And these are our listings. We're adding listings every day. We're growing. So, we have some listings coming from Sierra Leone soon, listings coming from Rwanda. Let's see here. Where else are our listings? And let's see, who else would I speak to today? So I've been on the phone all day with developers and agents all over the continent. So basically what we want to do, even though Africa is not a monolith, people still view it as a monolith for some reason.
Right.
So, right. So what we want to do, when it comes to all 54 countries in Africa, we want a one-stop shop where you can go in, you go to oneafricaproperties.com, you view the listings, connect with agents. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're building. So oneafricaproperties.com, guys, make sure you go and check it out. So reimagine home in Africa, your central source for land or property on the continent. Again, what we want to do, we want to streamline and help you navigate the home buying, home ownership process and land on the continent. So since we were talking about real estate, I just had to bring that up. I had to bring that up. So let's see here, guys. Any callers? Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com, Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com. Again, Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com. The website is oneafricaproperties.com, oneafricaproperties.com. And guys, what I'm going to do soon, like I'm going to have like little commercials before I actually go live and, intros and stuff like that. I got to start doing that, so. OneAfricaProperties.com. So again, guys, here we go. We got some emails, guys. Let me send these links out so you guys can come on and ask a question. Queen, how much time do you have roughly?
I got another 15 minutes, maybe 20.
Okay.
Until my battery dies, and then I'll try to charge it.
Okay, so what we'll do, we'll take 2 to 3 callers. We got about 20 more minutes. So Will K, I just sent the link out to you. And I think this is Sister Black Beauty. I just sent the link out to you as well. And you guys can click on that link, call in, and ask your question. Fire off your question. Go ahead. Let's be respectful. Do you need to go through a chief to get your land? Depends on the land that you're buying in. It's every country is very unique when it comes to the land buying process and what we're doing. We're trying to help simplify that because each country has its own rules. But I would say this: the CEFA countries or the francophone countries in Africa, for the most part, you don't have to be a citizen to own land. So you can be a foreigner and own land. I'm guessing, is that the case in Burkina Faso? Before our
Yeah.
right. So for the most part, all the French-speaking countries, for the most part, since they're French-speaking countries and they got the CFA is the monetary, the dollar that they use.
CFA.
CFA.
Yes, but you do have to have the blessing of the chiefs for the land. It's you can, the government can tell you it's available, but for you to be successful on that land, you need to do the respecting and get the blessings of the chiefs.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what we're doing. Okay, Black Beauty.
Wait.
Black Beauty, you are on. Go ahead.
Hi.
You're on.
Too. I'm in the fucking pool. Oh wait, am I on already?
You're on. You're on. Yes, you're on.
Yo, what's up? I'm in Miami by the pool. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hi.
I wanted to thank you. I gotta stop on your mom. I wanted to know. Okay, so I have my real estate license in New York. I'm getting mine in Miami. But what will it require to get mine? Where you guys are doing One Africa? Where you guys?
It doesn't, like in Africa, you don't have to have a real estate license for the most part.
Really? Hold on.
We just want to have so Black Beauty is your sound's not working. Your sound's not working.
You hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go.
My headphones were in the pool.
Okay. Yeah, so for the most part, like in Africa, I think outside of maybe South Africa and I think Ghana pretty soon they're gonna be having some process where you have to be get some type of licensing. But for the most part, you just, if anything, just register your business like a LLC or whatever, and that's it.
Ultimately, what I would like to do is, I know that Brandon's in Kenya, and I have a good friend who is like a developer, and I would like to bring him to Kenya so he can start building some properties, and maybe I can market them. Like, that's ultimately my goal in life.
Okay. Well, you don't need a license to do that. I will register your business in Kenya, but you don't.
Sorry, I'm a mess, guys. I wasn't.
Hey, you froze on us.
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go. Yeah. So
I'm in Miami, guys.
Okay, I see you.
I guess I could go by the water so you guys could see. But I pre-approved, so I'm getting my first condo.
Okay, good.
About this way.
Yeah.
But I do want to list in Africa because I want to really be a part of like the initial real estate development and release.
Mm-hmm.
Where does One Africa cover? Does it cover?
We're covering all of Africa.
Nigeria and Ghana.
We're covering all of, like, we're gonna be covering all of Africa. Everything.
Okay, cool. I would love to see if we can start listening. So this guy, he's the bartender here. He's Dominicano, but he actually has a girlfriend in Kenya, and he says it's so beautiful.
Hey, Black Beauty, we have a guest on, so we can talk business offline, but let's ask Miss Queen L a question.
I'm sorry, I'd be on my shit.
No problem. You got my number, so we can talk offline. But go ahead.
Holla. Anyway, thank you so much. That's my only question.
Okay.
Guys.
All right. Bye. We'll talk later. All right. Bye. All right. Let's see who else we got in the chat. Who wants to call in? Who is this? Okay, a brother said. Okay, in fact, I want this brother to come on. Come on! I just sent the link. Chase Nunez. We just sent you the link. Chase Nunez, we just sent you the link. So we're taking 2 more callers, and then we're gonna go ahead and call out. Aaliyah, the email is uhuru@searchforahuru.com. Uhuru@searchforahuru. com. Send me email, and I will forward you the link. Well, like I said, we'll take 2 more callers, so it's first come, first serve. First comes, first serve. For guys, again, click that link, and you can call in. Queen L, how does your family take, like your mom, dad, sisters, cousins, when you left to go to Africa? Like, what was their, how did they receive that?
Well, I brought my mom with me
Oh wow,
for the
okay.
first time. And also, I brought my father's ashes. So, my father passed away on December 31st, 2019. And so, December 31st, 2020, we were actually here on our land, and I put his ashes around one of the biggest shea butter trees on my land.
Wow.
Yeah. And my brother, one of my brothers, is just like, wow, those are major moves, sis. Let me know. I might invest. I got mostly positive things, but I also I'm not surprised because it's you, because I'm the one that's always doing the less, traveled road. I'm always doing that. That's my MO in the
Right.
family.
All right, guys. So I put the link out. So we're just waiting on you all to come on. So again, the link is out there. We're just waiting for you guys to come on. So are you going back? Are you have you burnt the bridge? Like you're in Africa? Like are you going back at all?
I'm good in any hood. Ain't no bridges burned. I could be wherever I wanted in all of the world. But I have not only been here a week. This funny. I get that all the time. Are you coming back? I'm like, shit. I don't know. What I will say is that I will explore all of Africa before going back to America would be a thing. I will come back to visit, obviously, and to pick up a check. But you know, I'm welcome wherever in the world. But right now, I don't. I'm good.
Somebody's asking, well, I guess you kind of answered that. Is Burkina Faso the only place that you're going to live?
Like I said, I'm going to explore
Yeah.
the entire, continent. This is the first country that I'm coming to and putting roots in, but I don't plan on just sitting here. Like, I'm going to the Ivory Coast for my daughter's birthday.
Right
Beach
there.
house, I mean, we finna country hop, instead of state hop. So,
Let's see here. How have you been received in Burkina Faso by the locals?
oh, with open arms and
Well, they love
love.
you. You're a beautiful woman, so they love you. I know they love you.
They love me. They ask me, where I'm from all the time. But I don't feel like a tourist. There's one thing to know you're not from here, but they don't look at you as a tourist. Look at you as a sister. Especially since I'm a part of the Musi tribe, and I've been accepted, and met the king, and a few of the chiefs, and what tribe. If you tell them you're from the Musi tribe, they you're just family. I have a family feel. I got some family around here that we don't speak the same language yet. You know what I mean? But that's what it feels like.
And then the kids, they obviously love it.
Yes, but my one daughter, she's getting ready to turn 10 years old, and she's light skinned. She's not dark like me, and so a whole bunch of kids. We went to this church event, and the kids just they gave her so much energy. You know what I mean? That she couldn't handle it because they'd never seen someone like her. You know what I mean? So she was overwhelmed by all of the energy. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she'll be all right. She gonna
Yeah,
learn.
she'll
They
be all right.
gonna learn about her, and she gonna learn about them.
Yeah, she'll be all right. She'll be fine. She'll be just fine. Let's see here, guys. I'm waiting for a few folks to call in. I sent the links out to everybody. So check your spam folder or check your junk folder or whatever other folders. But I sent the link out to a few people. So so just here we go. Hold on. Who's this? Let's see here. All right. So Antonio, I am sending you the link right now. Again, I am sending you the link. And like some of you guys emailed me back, I didn't get the link. I'm just replying back with the link.
You know, we're in Mercury retrograde, you know,
Yeah.
so technology is affected, you know. I didn't get your text message, it's all right.
Yeah. So okay, so Chase, I am sending you the link right now. Just replying back to your email.
And this is water. If anybody's like, what's in her cup? I drink
Hey,
a lot of water.
it's none of their business what's in your cup. You know.
You gotta drink water out here. It's also part of the reason my skin looks so good. I'm not wearing makeup. I don't wear makeup, but water and because the sun is like it's major out here. So
yeah, that sun. You know what that African sun just does to you when you drink a lot of water. Here we go, guys. So guys, I'm gonna give you the formula: water, shea butter, and that African.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, we launched you.
Water,
we don't.
shea
Okay, there you
butter,
go.
African sun.
And that it will have
it.
you glowing. It will have you glowing.
You see it.
All right, Aaliyah, go ahead.
See it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So I have a question for the sister. I actually have now convinced my family to move to Africa, but we're trying to decide on how we want to do it. We want to go to the East Coast, but I just found out that I think it's Sierra Leone is giving what is that citizenship if you have some type of ancestry with them.
Right. So usually it's AfricanAncestry.com, but if you could prove from your maternal paternal side that you have I don't know the percentage, but if you can prove that you have because that's how I got my citizenship in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Yeah, so my dad's side is Mende, so we just had our ceremony in January. So I got my passports are in here.
So you answered that first question. Where do I go? You already had that answer. Second question, how much money do I need when I go over there? Because that's the thing. Like I have money saved up, but I'm still in this Western world where it's like, every week I get a paycheck, I have a certain amount saved. It's like I don't want to drop everything there and then go over there and then like a month and a half later, I'm broke or I got to come back. So what would be a good amount to have saved up for a family of 3? It's just me, my husband, and my daughter.
See, it depends on the country.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, you'd have to. My idea would be to have something planned that you wanted to do or start. That process before you get to that country. Whatever the business is you want to open up there, or whatever it is you want to do as a profession. Like I wouldn't suggest anybody who braids hair to come out here. You ain't gonna make no money because I got my hair braided with the hair for about $23. And this style right here. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I would say research what it is that you would be able to do in the country that you're going to and start that process prior so you don't run into that. I wouldn't say that you have to have a certain amount before you get there, more than you can afford to get there and afford to send your things and have a few months worth of rent, or however it is, however your living situation is going to be. But you definitely need to be on the, the road to what you're going to be doing while you're there before you get there.
Okay, so we're looking into Rwanda, and we're gonna just do it. We're jumping straight into the fire. We're going in July, and we're gonna stay. So we've decided that we didn't want to do the traveling there, going to see how it was, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna stay. And if it works out, I mean, we have property here we can come back to, but the goal is for us to purchase lands and do farming. I mean, I'm not gonna farm, but
So do you know people there in Rwanda already?
No.
Well, I would suggest start searching hashtags in Rwanda, like start creating your network. You need to find people that are already there. Find other Americans or even just other people that you can communicate with that are already there. Having a network is the biggest thing
Right.
that I would push, regardless of if you just gonna jump in or not. You need somebody on the ground that when you get there, they're gonna receive you.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, but and then if you hit me up offline, I have some people in Rwanda I can connect you with. So
See?
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
no problem. And then we got one last caller.
All right.
All right, Chase, go ahead.
Thanks for allowing me to join the chat. So, Sister Latisha, I heard you mention that you're in the land of the Mali Empire, and that you've heard of the voyage of Abu Bakr II, right? So, I'm from the Garifuna Nation. That's the flag behind me. We're from like Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, St. Vincent. We're the native tribe of the Caribbean, and we've always been saying that our voyage that brought us here as Black people happened before Columbus, and that
Yes.
we're the descendants of people from Mali. So if you could expound upon that, I'd really love to hear what you have to say, because that really caught my attention when you said it.
Well, basically, West Africa, obviously, back in those times, didn't have the borders that we see today, or the lines that are drawn around, to say that this is. You see how small Togo is? I mean, it's like a little
Yeah,
piece
yeah.
of.
I tell people
Yeah.
Togo and Benin need to just be one country. Togo and Benin need
Yes,
to be one country.
yes. So basically, when you hear about stories about Mansa Musa, it always talks about how he controlled the trade. So if he controlled the trade, that means that Mali went all the way to the Ivory Coast. And if you see where Mali is now, or the piece of it that they claim is still Mali,
Right.
Burkina is right in smack dab in that, and everything west of it too. So, in my heart of hearts, I believe that the people that came from this region were the descendants. They were Abu Bakar's people. They were willing to take the voyage and willing to populate the islands along with the things that they brought. They brought 1,000 ships of goods. I mean, medicines, clothing, horses, iron, everything. They brought it all. Gold. They brought everything, and they also brought agriculture, things that we see in the Americas and in the islands, and then come to Africa and see them. Like, I recognize tree leaves and things like that, because when I lived in Puerto Rico, I became like a hood botanist. I used to go, I could tell what was edible by looking at the leaves, because most people farm out there. Most people, it's not a crime to pick a fruit off a tree. And so, yeah, I believe that Abu Bakari, who most people don't know about, they only hear about Mansa Musa. Abu Bakari is who was one of the first people to voyage to the West and brought us in the Caribbean. Not just the Christopher Columbus, who brought slaves to get broken in the Caribbean islands, but there were already people there, because you can explain the Olmecs and things in Mexico and more far west and around South America. You can explain that with them leaving and going there hundreds of years before them.
I think that the Olmecs came from the other side, from the
Well, I
Pacific.
mean, it's all relative. It all basically they were black,
Yeah,
and
they
they
were
were and
like
they were and they were
Austronesian. Yeah,
they were before Columbus. Everything. The Great Disbursement. Even there's Black Asians. There's dark Indians. The
yeah,
whole
Negritos
world is
everywhere.
is, is, is us. Yeah.
Yeah, fascinating.
But I'm not no historian or nothing. It's
Mhm.
just the things that I went and searched and figured out on my own.
Do the local
So
people talk about this?
I'm sorry.
Do the local people where you're from, do they talk about Mali Empire?
Not necessarily, but they do say that a lot of their people came from different areas, like Ivory Coast and Ghana and stuff like that.
Because
Burkina
of
Bay
trade.
are people that came from those areas, yes.
Fascinating.
And they say that, and that gold is one of the biggest exports from Burkina Faso right now.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
That would
So
make They
I'm
said
sure.
that Abu Bakari and Mansa Musa, they had so much gold that when they would travel, they would crash the economies of the countries they would visit.
Sure enough, and make it like it wasn't worth nothing because they was just giving it away.
Yeah, so they had to have it in their domain.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure, for sure.
Yeah. So brother, hey, we appreciate you coming on. But you have any other questions?
That was it. Thank you so much.
No problem, brother.
Thanks, Chase.
Thank you. All right, Queen L, we'll go ahead and close out. Anything else you'd like to share in closing?
Well, I'm trying to get 1,000 YouTube subscribers. I'm at
Okay.
905. So once I get to 1,000, I'll be happy because then I could go live on YouTube. So if y'all could go check me out, Queen L on YouTube. But actually, go follow me on Instagram and then just click the link in my bio to my YouTube. It's unapologetic apology. Unapologetic_apology.
And then people are putting your link in the chat room as well. So
Thank you. Yes.
Right.
So go just come follow me. I'm real and I'm just to the point. I'm not online all the time, but when I am, it's gonna be good.
So yeah, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Peace.
Peace.